The 4-hour sleep experiment begins. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you only slept 4 hours a night? Not just for one night, but for 30 days in a row. Most of us have had those nights, tossing and turning, waking up tired, telling ourselves, I'll catch up tomorrow. But what if tomorrow never comes? What if that sleep debt just keeps building and building until your body can no longer keep up? This is exactly what some people have tried to find out. They push their bodies to the limit, sleeping just 4 hours every night for an entire month. And the results? Well, they weren't just about feeling sleepy. The effects ran much deeper, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Now, if you already feel like sleep isn't what it used to be, you go to bed earlier, wake up earlier, and sometimes even after a full night in bed, you still feel drained. So what happens when that already fragile sleep gets cut in half? What happens when your body, your brain, your heart are all running on empty? In this video, we're going to explore that journey. From day 1 to day 30, we'll walk through what starts to break down first, what changes inside your body, how your hormones shift, how your emotions react, and how even your memory, your balance, your immunity can be affected. But don't worry, this isn't just about warning signs. This is about understanding your body. It's about knowing what happens when sleep is taken away so you can better protect it, and most importantly, so you can learn how to rebuild it naturally, gently, and without needing a single pill. Because here's the truth. Sleep isn't just rest, it's medicine, and when you don't get enough, your body knows and it tries to tell you in ways we too often ignore. Part 2. Week 1, the body starts to slip. During the first few nights of only sleeping 4 hours, you might not notice anything dramatic. You wake up a little foggy, a little slower than usual, but you push through. Maybe you drink an extra cup of coffee or take a longer nap in the afternoon and you think, it's not that bad. But inside your body, something very different is happening. By the 3rd or 4th night, your brain starts to struggle. You might find it harder to concentrate, like reading the same sentence twice and still not understanding it. You forget where you left your glasses or why you walked into a room. These aren't signs of aging, they're signs of sleep debt. You also begin to notice your mood shifting. You're not quite yourself. Small things feel bigger than they should. You might feel more impatient, more irritable, more emotional, even over the little things, like a misplaced remote or a slow driver on the road. And then there's the body. Your muscles feel heavier. Your steps are slower. You may even feel unsteady on your feet, especially if you're already managing balance or joint issues. Your reaction time drops, which can be dangerous, especially when driving, cooking, or climbing stairs. You might think you're fine, but your reflexes, your coordination, your focus, they all start to slip. And here's something even more important. Your immune system begins to weaken. Sleep is when your body repairs itself. It's when cells heal, when inflammation cools down, when your heart rate resets. Without that time to recover, your body starts to break down quietly and gradually. You may notice more aches and pains, slower healing, or that nagging cold that just won't go away. All of this after just 1 week of not sleeping enough. And for older adults whose systems are more sensitive, the effects come faster and hit harder. But the truth is, your body doesn't want to fall apart. It's doing its best to keep you going. It's adapting. It's fighting. But it can't do it forever. That's why sleep, real sleep, is not optional. It's not a luxury. It's a vital function as important as breathing or eating. And when it's taken away, even just for a few nights, your body feels it everywhere. Part 3. Hormonal havoc. What's happening inside? When you only sleep 4 hours a night, it's not just your energy that suffers. Your hormones go haywire too. And for anyone over 60, those changes can be even more intense. See, your body runs on rhythm, day and night, rise and fall, activity and rest. That rhythm is controlled by hormones. But when sleep is cut short, the rhythm breaks, and everything starts to shift out of place. Let's start with cortisol, the stress hormone. Under normal conditions, cortisol rises in the early morning to help you wake up and slowly drops throughout the day so you can wind down at night. But when you're not sleeping enough, cortisol doesn't drop like it should. Instead, it stays high. That means your body stays in go mode, even when it's supposed to be resting. You might feel jittery, anxious, or restless. Your heart rate stays elevated. Your mind races, and that high cortisol blocks melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep. So the less you sleep, the harder it becomes to sleep. It's a vicious cycle. But it doesn't stop there. Your insulin sensitivity also drops. That's the hormone that helps control your blood sugar. So after a few nights of sleep deprivation, your body becomes more insulin resistant. Sugar stays in your bloodstream longer, you feel hungrier, especially for carbs and sweets, and your risk of weight gain, especially around the belly, goes up. Then there's leptin and ghrelin, the hormones that control hunger and fullness. When you don't sleep enough, leptin goes down and ghrelin goes up. That means your body stops telling you when you're full and starts telling you to eat more. And more often than not, it craves the wrong things: cookies, chips, or that second helping you didn't plan on. For older adults already trying to manage blood sugar, weight, or cholesterol, this creates even more challenges. And it's not just about food. These hormones affect your energy, your mood, your immune system, even your heart health. Long-term sleep loss also affects testosterone and estrogen levels, important for both men and women, that can impact strength, bone density, libido, and overall vitality. And let's not forget melatonin, the hormone that signals your body it's time to sleep. Without consistent, restful nights, melatonin production slows down, which means you lie awake longer, even when you feel tired. All of these hormonal shifts from just one simple change, cutting your sleep in half. You might not see them, you might not feel them right away, but inside your body is working harder than ever just to maintain the basics. And that's why chronic sleep loss isn't something you can just power through. It has real consequences. It drains the very systems that keep you feeling strong, stable, and independent. But here's the hopeful truth. When you start sleeping again, really sleeping, your hormones can rebalance, your appetite can settle, your mood can lift, your energy can return. The key is to stop fighting your body and start listening to what it's been trying to tell you all along. Hope. Mental and emotional changes. The fog sets in. By the second week of sleeping only 4 hours a night, something starts to shift, not just in your body, but in your mind. At first it's subtle. You forget where you put your keys, you struggle to remember a name, you walk into a room and can't recall why. You might laugh it off and say, "I'm just getting old." But this isn't just aging. This is the cognitive cost of sleep deprivation. Your brain, like the rest of your body, needs time to recharge. While you sleep, your brain clears out waste, files memories, and resets your focus. Without enough sleep, that cleanup process doesn't happen. So your thoughts feel slower, your memory feels fuzzy, and simple tasks start to feel overwhelming. You might notice that reading becomes harder to concentrate on. Watching a movie feels tiring. Holding a conversation takes more effort. And then there's the emotional toll. Sleep loss lowers your emotional resilience. The little annoyances, like a noisy neighbor, a slow driver, or a misplaced item, start to feel like big problems. You feel more easily irritated or anxious or even down. It becomes harder to shake off stress. You might start to isolate more, cancel plans, withdraw from people you love. Not because you want to, but because everything just feels too heavy. And if you're already dealing with loneliness, grief, or uncertainty about aging, this emotional fog can deepen. It becomes harder to find joy, to feel motivated, to look forward to anything. Some people even begin to wonder, is this depression? And while that may be true in some cases, it could also be your body crying out for rest. There's also the fear. Fear of losing your independence, fear of slipping mentally, fear that something is wrong, but no one seems to understand. This is why sleep is so much more than a nightly routine. It's the foundation for your mental and emotional well-being. It's what helps you feel like yourself, think clearly, connect with others, and carry hope. And the truth is, when sleep disappears, so does your ability to fully engage with life. But there's hope, because the mind is remarkably resilient. Even after just one night of good sleep, your focus sharpens, your mood lifts, your memory improves. Imagine what could happen if you gave your body and mind that chance every night. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, confused, or disconnected, ask yourself, not what's wrong with me, but how have I been sleeping? Because sometimes healing your mind starts with healing your rest. Part 5. Physical decline, when the body slows down. After 2 or 3 weeks of sleeping only 4 hours a night, your body starts sending louder signals, and they're harder to ignore. You feel slower, heavier, more fragile. Even simple tasks, getting out of a chair, climbing stairs, reaching for something on a high shelf, take more effort than they used to. Your muscles ache, your joints feel stiffer, and your legs may not respond the way they once did. This isn't just aging, it's exhaustion. Deep, cellular exhaustion. During deep sleep, your body does most of its repair work. It rebuilds muscles, restores tissues, reduces inflammation. But if you're not getting enough of that sleep, the healing never quite happens. You wake up tired, you stay tired, and every movement feels like work. Your balance may also begin to change. Sleep deprivation affects the part of your brain that controls coordination. You might feel a little wobbly, a little unsure of your footing, and that increases your risk of falling, something that becomes far more serious as we age. One fall, one injury, can change everything. Even your heart feels the strain. With poor sleep, your blood pressure can rise, your heartbeat may become irregular, and your circulation slows down. Over time, this increases your risk of heart disease, stroke, and other serious conditions that are already more common in people over 60. You might also notice changes in your digestion. Your appetite goes up, but your energy stays low. You may feel bloated, sluggish, or sensitive to foods that didn't bother you before. That's because sleep and digestion are deeply connected. Without proper rest, your gut loses its rhythm too. And don't forget the immune system. By this point, it's running on fumes. You catch colds more easily. Your allergies flare up. That small cut on your hand takes longer to heal. Your body is trying to keep you safe, but it's running out of resources. All of this might feel discouraging, like your body is falling apart. But here's what I want you to know. Your body hasn't given up. It's just waiting for a chance to recover, and that chance begins with rest. With the kind of sleep that isn't rushed, or interrupted, or pushed aside. Because the truth is, your body still knows how to heal. It just needs you to slow down and let it. Part 6. The risk to independence when sleep loss changes your life. For many older adults, the greatest fear isn't getting tired, it's losing independence. The ability to live on your own, to make your own choices, to take care of yourself, that's what gives life dignity. But sleep loss, even just 4 hours a night over time, can slowly take that independence away. It starts with little things. You forget appointments, you leave the stove on, you misplace your medications, or accidentally take the wrong dose. You begin second-guessing yourself. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Did I already feed the dog? Was I supposed to call someone today? These slips don't mean you're losing your mind. They're signs your brain is overwhelmed and under-rested. Then your physical confidence begins to fade. Maybe you stop going out as much. The stairs feel steeper. Carrying groceries feels harder. You start skipping walks, canceling plans, telling yourself you're just being cautious. But deep down, you know, something's different. Fatigue also affects your ability to drive safely. Your reaction time slows, your focus drifts. That moment of hesitation at a stop sign or confusion at an intersection can be enough to put you and others at risk. And if driving becomes unsafe, that means relying on others, losing freedom, losing choices. Even emotionally, sleep loss takes its toll. You may feel more isolated, more dependent, more frustrated with yourself. You might stop asking for help, not because you don't need it, but because you don't want to burden anyone. And that silence, that quiet suffering, is what makes sleep deprivation such a dangerous thief. It doesn't just steal your energy, it steals your confidence. But here's the good news. This decline is not inevitable. You are not doomed to fade away. You are not fragile. You're just tired. And when your body is given the sleep it needs, the healing it deserves, so much can return. Your clarity, your strength, your independence. Sleep isn't just a health goal. For seniors, it's a lifeline. It's what keeps you sharp enough to manage your medications, steady enough to walk unassisted, clear enough to live with dignity and choice. You've lived a long life. You've cared for others. You've pushed through pain, stress, responsibility, but now it's your time to rest. Not because you're weak, but because you're worth it. Part 7. The turning point. What happens when you start sleeping again? Here's the part most people forget. Your body wants to heal. It's not broken beyond repair. It's not too late. Even after weeks, months, or even years of poor sleep, the moment you begin resting deeply again, something beautiful starts to happen. It doesn't take long. After just 1 or 2 nights of real, uninterrupted sleep, you begin to feel different. The morning fog isn't as thick. Your head feels clearer. You don't need that second cup of coffee just to function. You find yourself walking more confidently, remembering things without effort, feeling more like you. Your appetite starts to regulate. The cravings calm down. You eat because you're hungry, not because you're drained. Your digestion improves. The bloating eases. Your blood sugar begins to stabilize. That afternoon slump? It fades. You feel stronger too. Muscles recover faster. That little soreness in your knees or the stiffness in your back begins to soften. Your balance improves. Your energy lasts longer. And suddenly, the idea of going for a walk or joining a friend for lunch doesn't feel so exhausting. But maybe most important of all, Your mood shifts, you smile more easily, you laugh without forcing it, you feel hope, not in a loud, dramatic way, but in a quiet, steady kind of way, the kind that says, I'm going to be okay. People around you may even notice it before you do. You look better, you seem more like yourself, and they're right, because real sleep brings you back to yourself. And the science supports it. With consistent, high-quality sleep, your cortisol levels normalize, your brain clears out toxins, your memory sharpens, your immune system strengthens, your heart rate stabilizes, your body begins to trust that it's safe again, that it can finally stop fighting and start rebuilding. And sure, not every night will be perfect. You may still wake up once or twice, you may have restless nights here and there, but now you know what it means to care for your rest. You've felt the difference. Because sleep isn't a luxury, it's not a bonus, it's a form of medicine, free, powerful, and already inside you. Part 8. How to maintain the gains, building a lifetime of better sleep. Now that you've felt the difference, now that you've started to reclaim your energy, your clarity, your peace, the next step is just as important as the healing itself, learning how to hold on to it. Because life will keep happening. There will be busy weeks, unexpected stress, travel, noise, but the key to long-term change isn't avoiding challenges, it's learning how to return to your rhythm again and again. So here's how you maintain the progress you've made. First, protect your evenings, not just once in a while, but every night. As a sacred part of your day, your body needs those last few hours to wind down. Dim the lights, turn off the news, put the phone away, choose calm over chaos. You're not missing out on anything. You're giving yourself back everything. Second, make mornings matter. Wake up at the same time, even on weekends. Step into the sunlight, move your body gently, drink water, eat something nourishing. These morning habits reinforce your body's circadian rhythm, your natural sleep-wake cycle, and that consistency is what keeps your hormones stable and your sleep deep. Third, check in with yourself regularly. Are you pushing too hard, skipping meals, holding in stress, ignoring the early signs of fatigue? If something feels off, pause, recenter, adjust. You've learned how to listen to your body. Don't stop now. Fourth, stay connected. Talk to someone you trust. Join a group, volunteer, spend time with people who make you feel safe and valued. Loneliness is a hidden source of stress, especially as we age, but community is one of the best medicines there is. Fifth, keep nourishing yourself, not just with food, but with rest, with boundaries, with kindness. Sleep is supported by everything else you do, how you move, what you eat, what you believe about yourself. Every choice is a message to your nervous system that says either you're safe or you're not. And finally, be gentle. There will be nights when sleep doesn't come. That's okay. Don't panic. Don't punish yourself. You know what to do now. You know how to return. One deep breath. One quiet choice. One evening at a time. You've come a long way. From exhaustion and frustration to clarity and hope. Your body isn't fragile, it's wise. It just made it rest. So tonight, and every night after, protect your peace. Honor your rhythm. And let sleep come, not as something you fight for, but something you welcome home. Because you've earned it. And you're worth it.